I'm getting tired of trying to make this video. This is the 13th time in an hour I've tried to make this video. Either I get a call, I get somebody to come up to my window, my words just come out so wrong it sounds like I'm having a stroke. I don't know. But I was watching a video on my For You page, and this woman was speaking about how time is being sped up. And that's true. God, is speeding up time. And she was talking about how the clock in her car needed to be reset and changed. And she pushed the button. And, the longer you hold a button on a clock, the faster that time speeds up, right? And she said when she did that, God spoke to her spirit and said, "This is what I'm doing with time right now." And y'all, as soon as she said that, I heard in my own spirit, Satan still bends to the will of the Father, whether he sees it or not. And I had to start writing stuff down. I have 3 pages of what I heard and responses I got. See what I'm talking about? Distractions. Anyways, when I heard Satan still bends to the will of the Father, whether he sees it or not, I had to sit back in my chair and be like, okay, you're going to have to elaborate on that one because I'm not seeing where Satan is bending to your will. He said, okay, Satan operates under divine permission, not divine equality. I said, all right, give me scripture to back that up. Said, go to Job 1, 6 through 12, and then 2, 1 through 6. I'm just going to start reading verbatim what I have written. Satan cannot touch Job without first receiving permission and boundaries from God. He's furious, but still must present himself before the Lord. Satan isn't autonomous. He is on a leash. Luke 22, 31 through 32. Jesus tells Peter, Simon, Simon, Satan has desired to have you that he may sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you. Satan desired, but had to seek access. Jesus already interceded long before Peter knew the attack was coming. Peter couldn't be touched by Satan because Satan didn't have permission. Jesus had already interceded on behalf of Peter. John 19:11, Jesus tells Pilate, you would have no power over me unless it was given to you from above. If Rome had no independent authority, neither does the one who stood behind Rome. Oof, that's heavy right there. Now, the without seeing it aspect, Satan being used against his own purposes, this is going to be powerful. See, Genesis 50:20, Joseph is talking to his brothers and he says, you meant it for evil, God meant it for good. Satan inspired the betrayal, but God used it to position a deliverer. 1 Corinthians 2:8, none of the rulers of this age understood it, for if they had, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. Satan moved Judas, moved the Sanhedrin, moved Pilate, and in doing so accomplished the very thing that destroyed him. He bent to the will of the Father and didn't realize it. Isaiah 46:10, I declare the end from the beginning. My purpose will stand and I will do all that I please. All of it. There will be no exceptions. Satan is not God's equal opposite. He is a created being who operates within sovereign limits, whose very schemes wind up conscripted into purposes he cannot see and would honestly never choose to look at. Look at the crucifixion. The enemy's greatest attack became his greatest defeat. He knows the ending. He has read every word on every page in every translation. Every move he makes, every scheme he launches, every life he tries to destroy, he makes knowing he loses. He is not fighting for a victory. He is fighting out of spite. And God uses that spite. Satan doesn't just lose at the end. He has been losing this whole time. Every step of his rebellion has been unwittingly steps towards the Father's master plan. Satan is the most powerful created being in existence, and he cannot act outside the will of the one who made him. He cannot act outside that will. So therefore, it doesn't matter what he does. He still is bending to the will of the Father at all times, whether he believes he is rebelling against him or not.